Hi, welcome back to CookAlong Live. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's red pepper soup. This week we're going to do a sticky beef and noodles, a quite quick stir fry that you can get done, again, all in the air fryer. So let's get started. Like I say always, we are using a Ninja air fryer, which has got obviously quite a high capacity. If you are using a smaller air fryer, you can just adjust the amount of ingredients to fit the air fryer you have. So what we're going to start off to do is we're going to open up the beef. What you're going to do with this is we're going to put the beef into the air fryer. You'll see that your air fryer has a crisp tray on it. Take the crisp tray off. You don't need that for this recipe. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put your mince into your air fryer basket. Just to help with the cooking, obviously, just break it up like you would do any other mince for spaghetti bolognese and anything like that. So just break up so it's all easier to cook. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pop that into your air fryer at 190 degrees for about 8 minutes. So air fry 190 for 8 minutes. Whilst that is cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to prep the veg and start with our noodles as well. So for your noodles, just get a nice big bowl with your two nests. Just put your two nests in the bowl. I'm going to put 3 in just because I quite like a lot of noodles. And then with those nests, you're going to add some boiling water. Just to add as much boiling water it is to cover the noodles. So that's about right. And then what I would do is I would get a fork and when it starts to soften, that's when you're going to try and get rid of the nest and make them into kind of long noodles. So that's your noodles on. What you're going to do now is you're going to prep your veg for it going into the air fryer. So for the veg, what you're going to do is you're going to have your mixed peppers. You're going to chop them up like what you would do for like kind of fajita. A fajita recipe, you're going to chop them into thin strips, making sure we don't obviously include the seeds. This is a nice take on a normal stir fry, obviously with a little bit more of a kind of budget sense when it's with mince rather than steak. So we'll just cut away. You might hear my dog in the background as well, just walking about. I think he's looking for some food as well. So I would use around about 3 peppers on this. Alternatively, if you don't have fresh items, you can use the frozen pepper mixes that you can get in any supermarket. Along with our actually, because we're going to prep beans as well, you can do the same with the beans, the green beans. You can use the frozen mixes of that as well. Like I said, just use a fork to break those nests up, which is what you're doing. You go back to this, just chop them into thin slices. This one's always quite nice because it's got like loads of colours in it. You can choose kind of what peppers you want to put in it as well, because I know sometimes peppers can Some peppers have different tastes, and people have different tastes as well. This is also a nice one to have for kids to come in. It doesn't take long at all. It's literally like 20 minutes and it's done. You okay? What's going on? What's going on? Sorry, my dog's right there. Look, you're fine. So yeah, you just chop it up in thin strips. Like I say, frozen mixes are just as good for this kind of recipe. I mean, for any recipe, if you're short on time, although obviously it does put your cost per meal slightly higher. I would not normally think of doing a stir fry in the air fryer. So these are all these recipes that I've done the last couple of weeks are all brand new to me using an air fryer for it. I would usually do traditional on the hob or in the oven. I should say if you don't have an air fryer, it doesn't really matter. You can still do it if you do it in a wok or a pan, you can still do this recipe. Just fry off your mince, make sure it's cooked, and then add your veg in afterwards. Because it might just take you a little bit longer because it's obviously on the hob and not on direct heat. And you just want to keep mixing your mince as well on the air fryer, just so all of it gets cooked, not just the top. So keep mixing it. It shouldn't take that long for the mince to go. I'm just going to go and get a plate to put these peppers on. And just like that, your peppers are all prepped. When it comes to green beans, I've obviously washed these already, but wash them and then you're taking the tops and tails off them. You can do it all in one, or try and do it as much in one as you can. That is kind of how I like to do it, just to save time. Sometimes you lose half the beans though. And then do the other side. Okay. That's them done as well. So that's the green beans done. If your beans are quite long, then feel free to kind of chop them in half. I mean, the longer you've got them, obviously, the more it's going to take up in your air fryer. Okay, so your mince is nearly cooked. How we know our mince is cooked? Obviously, it's brown. So that'll just be a minute away. If there is fat, so sometimes you can see that there's like a fat skim on the mince. Just use some kitchen towel and dap it on it, and that'll get rid of that. So your veg is done. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to drain your noodles. I would drain your noodles. How I would drain my noodles is just drain them over a sink, then add some cold water through it. Cold water just refreshes the noodles so they're not all going to stick together. So we've got our noodles done. Our veg is done. Our meat is kind of cooking away. Our meat is now cooked it looks like. It's got 30 seconds on the clock, so we're just going to leave that to count down. Once we've done that, we're going to add in your peppers and your beans to the air fryer and your teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce is always a really good one as well to have. You can do this on your stir fry itself, or you can add it into different mixes. For instance, today we're obviously going to add it into soy sauce. If you don't have soy sauce, but you have ketchup mantis, you can use that as well. So that's obviously the air fryer finished. Cool, so we're going to just mix it up again. Make sure it's all broken up. Like this should hopefully, we're not going to be using it for that long. And then you're going to put 200 grams of teriyaki sauce in. So, I mean, it's a good chug. That's about it. Right, so that's the teriyaki sauce in. Now you're just going to add your veg in. And then just make sure it's all coated. So all the beef and all the veg is coated in that kind of liquid. Don't worry if you think, oh, there's a lot of veg and not a lot of meat. It does go down as it cooks. So then you're going to put it back in. And you're going to put it back in the air fryer for around about 10 minutes at 190. So put it in for 10 minutes at 190. Hopefully that will kind of cook through some of the veg and release some of the flavours. What I would say is try stir it around, because the veg might catch the veg at the top might catch the heat more than what's at the bottom. So you just want to make sure that it's easily coated. After the veg has been cooked and the time's kind of finished on it, what you're going to do then is you're going to add in your noodles and your soy sauce. You're going to kind of cook it through for now the last couple of minutes, and then that's you done. That is how easy and simple this recipe is. There's not much ingredients involved in it. 1 second, my dog's just on my work hoodie. Excuse me. Sorry. There's not that many ingredients. There's not many things you need to do in it. And it's all in your air fryer, all one device. So there's not much washing up either, which is always a bonus. So yeah, just make sure you're mixing it in. I mean, sometimes you would never think using mince in a stir fry is any good, but it looks it. When you are waiting, you could maybe do the washing up. You could do the washing up. You'll see that your kind of noodles are all cooked and ready to go. So when you pop them in, you really just try to heat it through again before you serve. That's really all you're doing. Just keep, as I say, it's really important to keep an eye on your air fryer. You don't want to burn the veg. It's always quite good that you can put it into one. You can just put it right into one basket. If you have, as I said at the very start, if you've got a smaller air fryer, you could use smaller amount of mince or a smaller amount of veg. Again, if you've got a bigger one, you could increase it as well, or do it in batches. Just keep it mixing it in. If you feel like you can't really smell the teriyaki, you can try and put more in. This teriyaki, it's like a marinade. What I would probably use is like more of a teriyaki sauce as such. Next time, it's a bit too thin, I would say, for what we need it for. But that will counteract when you've got a thick soy sauce. So we're getting there. We've got our teriyaki, mince, and veg cooking away. We have our noodles ready to get put in, and that's about it. Let's come back in about 5 minutes and then see where we're at. Okay, so we are now at like 4 minutes to go. So we're just going to check our veg again. Once the veg is cooked, that's when we know kind of it's ready to put our noodles in. It shouldn't take long. Peppers don't take long to cook, nor do green beans, especially when it's in like liquid. So just keep mixing it around. All the good liquids kind of at the bottom. You'll see that it's kind of all reduced down as well, the veg wise. It wasn't from where it was at the very start. It smells really good. Right, so what we're going to do now, when we're waiting, how we kind of coat our noodles is you're going to put the soy sauce over the noodles, and then you're going to cook for another like 3 minutes afterwards. Now, you don't have to put the soy sauce over your noodles if you don't want to. You can just put them straight into the air fryer. But let's make sure that your noodles are kind of all coated in that kind of soy goodness before it even goes in. And they're not dry. You go in. So that's that done. What I'm actually going to do is, now that I think the veg is kind of nearly there, it's not that far away, I'm just going to chuck this in, noodles wise. That's all the noodles in. Now just add 1 more tablespoon of soy sauce. And just make sure it's really well mixed in with the beef. It can be a bit fiddly, because all the beef will be right stuck at the middle or at the bottom, and the veg will be in the middle, but just make sure it's all covered. Now you can use, for your noodles, you can use any kind of noodles as you want. I'm using medium egg noodles, and that's what's in our packs, if you collected one of our packs. But you can use kind of any type of noodle you have lying around the house. So this is how it looks so far. Okay, so it looks kind of like a minced beef noodles, which is what you kind of want it to. And then you're just putting that in. Put it in for around about 3 minutes. Once your 3 minutes is up, that is when it's ready to be served. The Pennypit, we really quite value air fryers right now. It's so cost effective using an air fryer rather than using an oven. So we are really valuing using our air fryers. We use them in the schools when we do our school cooking, and we use them obviously during our family cooking as well. Hopefully within the next year or after the new year, we will have our cooking groups back up at our Pennypit community pantry. and also in our outreach sites of Trent and Musselburgh. So stay tuned for kind of when they will come available. We would like to say, like, when it comes to cooking groups, we do fill up really fast. So the earlier you can get it in, the easier and the better. Just really be careful now with the noodles that you don't burn the noodles at the top. These noodles won't take long to cook at all. It's really just heating through it again. Once you have done this, and you see kind of the noodles coming more of a caramel colour, that's when you know it's ready. It's really ready to serve. Now that was a really quick recipe. Yeah, mince has gone up a lot in price, but you can make that go further. You could get more mince and kind of cook or brown the mince to use half of it in this recipe, then half of it on a spaghetti bolognese or a chili, or a taco, or yeah, a variety of different recipes that you can use. What we would always say is if you buy in bulk and then split it up, it is a bit more cost effective. It's kind of what we do in our batch cookings, by buying in bulk and then obviously cooking it in bulk as well. But you can save a lot more by buying in bulk. Obviously, with the caveats of you are kind of keeping it either freezing the mince, or freezing the meats, or keeping it obviously as fresh as you can. So now that these noodles are starting to caramelize, that is it done. Now they smell amazing. I wish you could smell it through the live, but this is our sticky beef and noodles. And I'll see you next week, same time, Tuesday at 4 o'clock, with a new recipe that we're going to try to also cook in our air fryer. If you didn't have an air fryer, that you would just put into the hob, into a wok, kind of cook it through, add the noodles in, cook the noodles in, and that would be it done. And you'd have a stir fry. So yeah, see you next week. Hopefully you have a good week. A reminder that our packs are available at our pantry. It's open 11 till 1 on a Tuesday to pick up CookAlong packs there. And also we have ones in Wallingford and some in Trent as well. So if you need anything, contact us, but I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.